about to go into an amazing conversation with somebody I feel the pleasure of calling a friend and a past teammate. This is my interview with David Godbold. At the time, we were playing for the Potawatomi Fire in Oklahoma. This was going to be for an Around the Fire podcast that I was going to do with teammates there, but this is going to be repurposed for my HOOPFAXXX podcast, man. So yeah, guys, if you want to hear about the journey, the trials and tribulations, and just what it takes to be an international basketball player, or somebody who wants to be an athlete and want to know the real life ramifications of that, go ahead and check this out. So yeah, guys, without further ado, HOOPFAXXX. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ant, GodMade32 on Instagram, and today we back with something real special, man. It's a brand new podcast called Around the Fire, where I go ahead and interview some of these amazing people that I'm lucky enough to call teammates, and we get to go in depth and learn a little bit more about all of these guys here, man, because we all have a story, and we all have the right to tell our own version of our story. And today on Around the Fire, we have the elder statesman of the Potawatomi Fire. This is somebody that I have so much reverence for, somebody that I respect so much, somebody that has all the knowledge and is not afraid to like give it up. We have David Godbold with us, man. What's going on, man?
What's up,
nice to have you with us, bro.
Appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Appreciate you having me.
it's been an amazing last couple of months, bro.
Yes.
It's been great having you as a teammate. It's been great going through this ride with you, man, the ups and downs. But I just want you to go ahead and like tell the people a little bit about yourself, man, like what school you came from, where you from, all that stuff, you know what I mean? And then we just go into it from there.
Got you. Well, you already told my name, David Godbold, from Oklahoma City,
Yup.
born and raised.
Yep.
Definitely want to shout out Douglas High School. Everybody knows that, East Side, proud of the East Side. Went to OU, 4 years, 4-year starter. Then,
folks.
see, that's where we have the miscommunication.
But we don't talk about that.
The team of Oklahoma is OU, and it's okay. We the big brothers. Anyway, so
I'm gonna let him like get that off, but all right, continue.
Okay, but we got love for each other. Like I said, 4-year starter at OU, then played professional. 10 years overseas, played 1 year in the D League. First year out of college was Poland. Very good experience. We can talk about that a little later. Went to Finland.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into it a little bit more in detail, man.
Okay.
We're gonna go through a couple of your stops and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, first of all, how many countries altogether have you played in?
Finland, Poland, Germany. Five.
5 overall. All right, cool. So out of those 5 countries, like, what would you say has been your favorite country, just off of, not basketball wise, just off of locale and people?
I would really have to say Germany. It's really Americanized. That's one thing that I loved about it. I could sit at home and kind of watch American shows.
Okay.
I could kind of be on the same time frame. Even though you 7 hours, it was always consistent because I was always plus 7 hours ahead. I knew everybody's time frame at home.
Yeah.
And it made it really easy for me. So I would go with Germany.
Germany. All right, that's pretty cool, man. What's some of your favorite things to eat when you was over there, if you remember, man?
Ooh, man. The thing they used to try to get me to do was always eat the food that was native to the country. So,
yeah. So like some sauerkraut.
So yeah, something like that. Something crazy. And I'm like, I'll try it, but I'm sticking with what I know. I'm sticking with chicken.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with beef. I'm sticking with potatoes. I'm sticking with things that I grew up on.
Come on, man. But you was all the way over there. You had to try something.
Man, I tried some stuff. Like Poland, for example, they got a thing called pierogies.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever had that. It's
Hell
kind of like a soup with a bread inside. And
all right.
When I say that was good though, it was bomb. So all my Polish people that know what's up, get you some pierogies. Y'all know what time it is.
Well, shout out to the pierogies, man. I'm going to definitely have to look that up.
Yeah.
And to anybody in here that's watching from Poland, let me know how good a pierogi, what is called a pierogi is. Let me know how good a pierogi is.
Go to the store. You can pick them up right in the store, too.
I just want to, we're going to take it all the way back for a second, man.
Okay.
Oklahoma City creation.
Mm-hmm.
What did it feel like for you growing up in Oklahoma, playing basketball, and then not only like excelling at basketball, but excelling so much that the biggest quote unquote, big quotes, fake quotes, the biggest school in Oklahoma comes knocking at your door? How did that feel?
Just growing up, that was one of the schools that I looked at. My older cousin went there. I knew some of the players there, and I also looked at OSU. But for me, because I had family go there, and I knew that was kind of the best fit for me, that's where I wanted to go. And so just having the chance where my family was.
Plus, like Norman's only like 30 minutes.
30
away
minutes
from
the crib, so you get my friends, get my family, and they all can come, and it made it a lot easier on me, the adjustment going from high school to college. A lot of people don't understand that's one of the biggest adjustments you have
for sure
growing up is, you're on your own. And for me, being just 30 minutes away, I'm far enough away where I felt like I was alone.
Yeah.
But if need be, phone call, my family's there, they got me.
Yeah, okay.
So that was one thing I really appreciate about Norman. Recruit me and bring me in. Coach Sampson, of course, had a great year this season, and I just appreciate him recruiting me because I was at home.
Yeah,
I was home.
Yeah. For me personally, the last time I played at home was in high school, and I just remember that feeling. And we all weren't the greatest. Well, me personally, I wasn't the greatest player in high school per se, but like I just remember that feeling of having your friends there in the gym, guys that you grew up with that don't even like basketball coming in just to support you. So like, how did that feel with OU being such a big school, but you had your section of people that you grew up with and were solid with you from the beginning? How did that feel, knowing that no matter what happened, that was set in that town that you were in?
Man, it's funny because we actually still kind of joke about it today. A lot of people I hang with, they're like, "Look, remember that time you didn't shoot? Remember that time you didn't do this, do that?" And they're making fun of me for if you failed or whatever. But at the end of the day, I know they was at those games
for sure.
They was there. If we won, they was the first one to give me the pat on the back, say, "Man, you did a good job." And that's something I can take pride with, knowing that my people held it down. No matter how much they want to joke with me or whatever, they was actually there. They was watching me. Those are the people I grew up with. And right now, Potawatomi Fire, if I say come out to Shawnee, they first in line. No doubt.
That's the best feeling in the world, man. Yeah. Like you said, we only 40. Now we only 45 minutes.
40 minutes, and they don't even care. They just know that not only they get to see my success, but they feel like they a part of it because, I'm always asking them, "Hey, man, what you think about our team? What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" And it's just to bring in that community, that family aspect, and it just keeps it going.
All right. So that's amazing. And like I said, man, there's nothing better than to have that support system there. Yeah. Especially when you're going through hard times like through any basketball season. Yeah. We have our ups and downs. Overall, overseas, how long did you spend overseas altogether?
Altogether, 10 years.
10 years.
10 years overseas.
We have a great opportunity as basketball players, as players that played overseas. We get to see the world and we get to blend in. Not necessarily blend in, but we get to be a fly on the wall for a lot of different cultures in a lot of different countries with a lot of different people. In those 10 years and throughout all the countries that you have traveled, like, where have you felt the most at peace?
I mean, truly, I want to go back to Germany, but it all started for me to kind of come together where the community accepted me and I felt really comfortable was in Slovakia, which is kind of one of those countries where you're like, you sure they're going to like you over there? But they actually did because it was kind of like Shawnee, if you want to kind of give a little characteristic to it. It was small. It was a college town, but everybody knew on Fridays, Saturdays, Tuesday, whatever night it was, Pravitsa's playing.
Oh yeah.
And they coming out and they came in full force. They was loud, had the horns going, and that was every night. There was not a dull moment in that gym. And I played there 2 years and every game was sold out. The kids would stay after the game, they would come early, and the whole town really supported us, and I loved it.
I mean, I can't think of anything better than like going into a new place and working so hard and gaining the trust of all of those people that's around you and becoming ingratiated with that town, with that society. I feel like there's nothing better than that, especially in our positions, because we're just going over there with nothing but high hopes in the basketball. You know what I mean? So it's really great to like go over there and just feel that love when we get over there. So that's great, man. Growing up, man, who was your who was a couple of the guys that you would look up to when it comes to basketball? Not only not only in the NBA, but guys that were around that you were seeing, guys that you might see at the park, guys that was coming up that were a little bit older than you, that you were just like, damn, he's making me want to go that much harder because he's going crazy right now.
Well, we can start back when I was younger. One of my best friends growing up, AJ Hawkins, he went to OBU, so a lot of people in Oklahoma would know him. He went to OBU, went to St. Bonaventure.
Okay.
6'8", probably 6'6" back in high school. Crazy athlete, crazy handles, crazy everything. Everything he did, I just felt was just smooth, and I was like, man, even though this is my best friend, I want to go watch him. And it's really hard for me to go watch other people play basketball.
Okay.
And so he was one of those ones like, man, I know this dude, but I'll go watch him play.
Oh, that's
man, I like what you did today. I'm going to watch another game. You know what I'm saying? So that would be one of the guys just from the city that I grew up watching. And then, of course, if you want to go NBA, got to go with MJ, of course, Michael Jordan all day. My favorite player of all time after him, Vince Carter, which everybody seems to think I look like now because I'm the elder statesman. Everybody wants to call me Vince Carter, which is cool. I'll take that. Go ahead, say what you want to say, because you want to say it. I know you do. Everybody listen to
him. I'm gonna leave it alone. We gonna have those conversations in the locker room.
Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, MJ, Vince, gotta give it to my boy Melo. I was definitely a Melo fan, even though we're like a year apart.
Yeah.
He was one guy that I was still in high school, watched him at Syracuse. He beat OU single-handedly, basically. It was him. He was leading that Syracuse team. But I just saw how he commanded the ball. He commanded everybody to be in the right place. And he just kept it going. And even though he hasn't had as much success as everybody thinks he should, I think he did the best with his talent. And so that's why I put him on my list. So kind of those four guys is, who I watched, who I not pattern your game after, but just try to take a little bit here, a little bit there, and then make it your own.
Oh no, that's a fact, man. I think every basketball player that's out there has done just that.
Yeah.
With you pick them, you name them. There's gonna be somebody out there that inspired that other person. That, oh man, that's amazing. I wanna see if I could work on that.
Yeah.
Let's see if I could run just as fast as him. I could jump just as high as him. You know what I mean? So I think everybody has that person, and yeah, man, it's just amazing hearing those people for you, especially at that time. But we always talk about, people from the outside looking in always see the life of basketball, of athletes, and they always think about like the glitz and the glamour of it. But just like briefly, because we're going to touch on it a little bit later, but like briefly, you said you were overseas for 10 years. How do you think that affected you?
I think it made me not really an introvert, but I was already cool with being at home.
Yeah.
And it just made it okay for me to do it more.
Yeah.
So coming back to the States, you like, hey, let's go out. I don't want to go out.
Right.
I can just chill, know. So it kind of made me, depend on myself a little bit more, which in turn, it did help me in the long run because I'm okay with those situations where you need to be alone sometimes.
Right.
You can figure out your problems. You can figure out, what's good, what's bad in your life. And not only can you talk with yourself, but you can also, I don't want to go too far into religion, but you whoever you feel like is your religious person, you can have those one-on-one conversations with. And so that's one thing it did help me with, is to really get myself into that religious stage and to really find myself. And that's one thing. It really helped me. It wasn't really a negative for me.
I mean, I know you probably don't even want to get into it, but like, just like in a roundabout way, again, in the same ways that we meet a lot of people, and meeting those people, we get introduced and exposed to a lot of different cultures and religions out there. So like, in what way do you think, or in any way do you think that going around the world and meeting those people and maybe like listening to their conversations about their religions or their experiences, how do you think that has helped you?
For me, so just for example, I've always been around either Catholics or Protestants. Those are the countries I used to mostly be in, and just hearing that our beliefs are basically the same.
Yeah.
The names are the same. They might be spoken a little bit differently, but we all believe the same thing.
Okay.
And so, because we do believe the same thing, it makes it easier to then break that barrier to have a conversation with the person.
For sure.
If I meet somebody in a church, no matter if it's a Catholic church or a Christian church, we got the same bond off top.
Yeah.
So now I have nothing but respect for you just right there. And then when I go to say hello, you know I might not know your language, but you know my intent behind it.
Yeah.
So if I mess up a word, you know I'm not doing it maliciously.
Okay.
You know, so that's how I think the religion kind of helps those people that may not look the same, may not speak the same, kind of find that common ground, and it breaks the ice for you.
Yeah.
And then you can go have your conversation, even if it's a struggle. But I know where your heart is, I know where your mind is, and I know that your intent is to, just be personal with me.
Okay. So that's pretty cool, man. I think my journey has led me, because of the countries that I've went to, it has led me to like 3 or 4 other religions that has nothing to do with Catholicism at all. You feel what I'm saying? So like, I've gotten to sit down and really like listen to other people talk about Muhammad and his teachings.
Right.
I've listened to other people tell me about what's going on in the Torah.
Yeah.
I've listened to people explain to me the tenets of Hinduism. You know what I mean? So like, there's just so much in it, and like the only thing for me personally, and I don't want to get too much into it because again, this is not my interview, this is yours. The thing for me that you said that is like really ringing true for me, like overall, and this is what I got from it, like the main thing with most religions, not all, with like 90% of religions, is like, be a good person.
That's it.
Do unto somebody in which they want you would want them to do to you.
Yeah.
Like really, like these are the tenets of damn near every religion that's out there, every major religion that's out there. It's like, don't be a dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're a dick, find some way to realize that you're a dick and then say sorry about it. You know what I mean? Like,
let's get through that.
Let's get through that. You know what I mean? Like, so like, I feel like in all the way around it, I feel like that's the main thing. It's just like, be a good person. If not, try to be a good person. Every day you try to be a good person.
As long as you try,
that, and I feel like that's the main thing with all religion, and that's what I got from it, and that's something that I try to do on a daily basis. Try to be better every day.
For sure.
Back to basketball for a second now. Best and worst countries you've seen, teams that you've seen play basketball.
That I played with or that I've seen?
Played with and seen.
Ooh, man.
Now we get Chelsea.
I seen some stuff. Funny story for me. Let's go with, it's not the worst, but it's a different situation. So this is 2009. So remember, this is 2022. So 2009.
I was 17 years old.
Okay, 2009. So I'm in Poland. I'm in the southern part of Poland. Now, 2009, yes, they've had African American people over there, people in the military and things like that. So I'm at the store.
Yeah.
I'm just minding my business.
It's about to get juicy.
Old lady. I don't know how old she was, but she was an older lady, right? She's looking at me.
60s,
I'm
70s.
like, probably 60, 70, but she keeps staring. I'm like, maybe I'm in her way.
Yeah.
Let me not be rude. It's the first time I've been to the store. I'm probably in the way. I'm tall, just in the way. Taps me. What are you doing here? I said, ooh, you said that really good. Hold on. First of all, you said it really good. Okay, you're not supposed to know the language, but you said, what are you doing here really good? So
really
I'm like,
great.
So I'm like, what do you mean? Like in the store? You think I work here? You're not from Africa, are you? I was like, and I'm like,
oh.
I said, now, let me get the caveat.
There's a lot of ways you could take that.
Let me get a caveat. I'm in the South, okay? It's not American South, but it's the South of a country, a country that's on the way becoming more westernized, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So when she said that, I was like, oh, she doesn't understand why there's not a non-African in the store.
Okay.
Because you can hear how I talk, you see how I dress. I don't work here.
Yeah.
So I get it. And so I'm like, man, this is really strange. I've personally come from Oklahoma. I've never had that happen, and I'm in the South, basically, of America.
You in the Midwest?
Yeah, but Midwest, Southern. You know how that goes, and you know how that can be taken. So that was just one of the funny experiences for me. It wasn't necessarily bad because I had to know.
How did that resolve?
I really just got my stuff and just went on about my way because first of all, for her to say it, she had to have enough courage to speak English to me. Mm-hmm. So that means you know it.
Yeah.
So you know something about America.
Right.
Now, it might have came out wrong.
Right.
But maybe she just wanted to speak, but that was the only thing she knew. Mm-hmm. And that's, if you ever go overseas, so a lot of people haven't been overseas, but if you ever go and you see a young person look at you and they're afraid to talk, it's because they don't trust their English. It's not because they're scared of you. And that's the thing I learned. It's not because they're scared of you.
That's a great point.
Yeah, they want to speak with you, and it's because they're embarrassed. That's the word they always use. I'm embarrassed to speak with you.
Yeah,
and that's something I had to learn because I'm a native speaker. You a native speaker, but you also speak other languages way better or close to English. You can speak something else, right? You know what I'm saying? So when I go somewhere, I'm like, I'm learning, Polish for the first time.
Right.
You think I know past 3 words? I'm embarrassed to speak Polish with them. So I had to see it the same way. Like, man, it's not because of disrespect. Yeah,
this is 2009.
So remember, 2022, we got all these inventions. We got things that translate for us.
Right.
All they did was learn it from a book.
Yeah.
This is how you should say hello to an American when you see an American.
Right.
So that was if I had to put a worse, that would be the worst.
That would be the worst.
One of my best experiences, I got to go to a castle. Never been to an actual castle.
Did it have a moat?
Had a moat.
What?
Had a moat.
What?
Had everything. And when I say they make really good use of how castles are supposed to look in movies.
Yeah.
But an actual castle, remember, everybody back in the day used to be short.
Right.
So all the doors are little.
Right.
And so that was one thing. I'm like, wait a minute. I got to duck down to get in. And I'm not even 7 foot. So just imagine you being back in those times. They're going to look at you like, problem right there.
Yeah.
He's a problem.
I know. That's why I be telling people sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is my hubris, but because I know a little bit of like history, people who were built like us, we were fucking warlords and mythical beings back in the day.
We the outcasts, or we the one that go kill everybody?
I'm dead serious. People who built like us were either mythical beings, we were called giants or whatever, this, that, and the third, or we were the warlords that were coming through and just massacring shit.
That's it.
It's one or the other. There's no in between, because you was too big, so people are just gonna look at you weird.
Yeah, they're looking at you like, what are you doing
and then
up
next thing,
there?
And then next thing you know, they're gonna be like, it's the devil, stone him.
Yeah, but those are my 2 like top stories. There's so many more. We can dive into it if you want to.
Yeah.
But if you just want to go, this is what it used to be.
Yeah.
Where they look at you like, I've only seen you on TV. What are you doing in my face?
For sure.
And versus, hey, we welcoming you. Come look at this castle. This is what we used to do. And they showed us, man, they fed us real good. The people was great. I mean, they treat you so well once you're integrated into the culture. Yeah. And they treat you so good over there. And that's the thing I love.
I can only imagine, because I say that I think most countries are like that. Once you are willing to try their things or try to get integrated with their culture, they get so much more comfortable with you and just want to do more things.
They just want to do more.
Exactly.
More. Yeah.
Basketball wise though, what's some of the worst play that you've seen? Worst teams, worst leagues? Worst players overseas?
I've seen some players now. I've seen some players. We're not gonna call out the Americans because Americans try hard. So we gotta. All Americans try hard. Go America.
Man.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
man. I gotta be honest, man, because
sometimes, I'll just say this, since you want to be nice. Hey, sometimes I'll be overseas, so then I'll be looking at like the competition. I'm like, how in the hell did you get here?
Man, it's about who you know. Sometimes about who
And
you know.
that's all I be chalking it up to. I'm just like, yo,
About who you know.
you're supposed to be at the crib packing a box or something, bro.
I had to do it on parole. I'm just saying. I seen him do it on parole. They said, I don't think he was supposed to be able to fly over here, and they found out he was over. He got shipped home 2 days later. But that's not my story to tell. But just know I didn't tell it. So if you want to talk about some players, he was literally wanted. They found out he was playing because they showed him in the newspaper. 2 days later, he was back in America. I'm just saying. I'm not calling no names.
Wow.
It happened.
Wow.
It happened.
True story.
True story. For
True
real.
story.
Situations though. Situations. Yeah. I was actually, if we skipping ahead just a little bit, I was actually part of an unfortunate situation that happens to a lot of professionals where a team goes bankrupt.
Same.
So if we want to talk about that,
let's talk. Wait. Let's talk about you getting into the situation first before the team went bankrupt.
Okay, so getting into the situation, they weren't doing very well. It's a BBL team. Once again, it's in Germany. BBL is the top league. Anybody wants to look up BBL, gotta have a certain budget to be in the BBL. First of all, everything has to be in place. So you gotta have, let's put an X amount of $1 million budget.
Right.
Okay. You have to document that at least 3 months before.
Right.
So everything should have been, on the P's and Q's, right? So team's not doing good. Hey, Dave, we want you to come in, help the team go out. Now, I've seen this team before, played against them a bunch of times.
Everything looked good.
Everything was good. Even the players, I was like, let me ask, what's going on? Man, we just losing. Let's go. So, fly in. I play a game the next night. Everything good. We lose by 1 point. Oh, we in the right direction. Oh, we not losing by 10, 11. President comes to me. Here's your half your little salary. Oh, everything's good.
Oh, everything's smooth.
Now skip ahead a little bit. We played about four or five games. Hey guys, we need to
4 or 5 games is about a month.
Yeah, we come in. Hey guys, we need to have a meeting. Okay, what's going on?
Oh, jeez.
So guys, I don't know if you've been hearing the rumblings. If you hear some rumblings, just know something's about to happen. So they go, I think we're going bankrupt. I'm like,
just like that?
I'm like, what you mean you going bankrupt?
Yo,
I
it's hilarious.
I get on my phone, text my agent. As the meeting going on, I said, I heard bankrupt and I hear no money and we ain't getting paid. So everybody then hold us up. Yeah, man, they really ain't paid us, 3-4 months salary already. I'm like, why y'all didn't tell me?
You whores.
Like y'all can tell me this. I could have went somewhere else.
Right.
Now I'm thinking y'all all paid because once I see y'all got everybody got cars, cribs,
all that
stunned
good.
Nah, they said. So come to find out, hey, y'all got 30 days to figure it out.
Because we're gonna break that.
We're gonna either you've got 30 days to break it up to figure it out, or y'all out of the league. Because BBL don't play. If you don't have the money and people not getting paid, fans, tickets, they gonna rumblings.
Right.
We just gonna keep it with rumblings. So fast forward 15 days. Hey guys, let's have a meeting. Yeah, guys. So I think we're gonna end the season after this next game. We couldn't come up with the money. I'm like, we still got 15 days. Yeah, I don't think we can come up with X amount of dollars again. Maybe 500,000.
Right.
Can't come up with it, man. We tried. We got 3,200. I'm like, you know that ain't gonna work, And that might have been closer, but whatever. And so I'm like, okay, let me text my agent again.
Get on the phone, man. Get on the phone.
What are we doing? So it's been an unfortunate situation where I had to leave like ASAP. They said, look, we can help y'all get plane tickets, but y'all got 15 days and everything's shutting down. And I'm like, a BBL team. So these are teams that shouldn't be in no trouble. This goes on everywhere. Don't think it's just like, oh, it never happened to me. You got to be prepared for it. Just like I would. You got to be prepared for it because you never know what situation you get into. It looks good from the outside, but once you get in, it's always a struggle. Even these top teams, they always struggling to make sure the tickets are sold right and the gym is paid for right and things like that.
That's
what
a
goes
fact,
on.
because a lot of things go on in the background that we're not necessarily privy to. You know what I mean? And a lot of dealings go on, and a lot of people are out for their own goals and their own means. So like people be skimming money off the top, all that other stuff. But yeah, man, it's just things that you gotta like learn and bounce with, man. I had a similar situation happen to me when I went to Tunisia. I was so happy. I just remember being so happy about having the opportunity to go on the continent for the first time. I think this was back in like 2018. I got an opportunity to go play in Tunisia, and like I'm just tweaking about like getting to go to Africa for the first time.
Right.
It's North Africa, so I wasn't gonna be like sub-Saharan where like all of the people are, but like I was just like so blessed and fortunate to get on the continent and just like learn that get a chance to like be a part of that world for a little bit. Culture for a little bit. Enjoy that food for a little bit. And the time that I was there was amazing, man. I was there for about 2 months before things started going left.
Those rumblings.
About a month in, the rumbling started. About a month in, the rumbling started. But while the rumblings were going on, they kept coming back and reassuring me, everything's going to be all right. Don't worry about it.
They love it. They love it.
Hey, things might be going on for some of the local players, but we're going to make sure we take care of you.
Right. They love it.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of rumblings started going on about a month in. And then I want to say 6 weeks in, the president of our team gets arrested.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So like, once the president of our team got arrested, everything was, his bank accounts got frozen and nobody could get paid. So I had only received half of my first month's pay, and now I'm halfway into my second month there, and I'm just like, so what's gonna go on? They're like, we're gonna try our best to make sure we could at least fulfill the first half of the first month that you were here, because they only gave me half of the month.
I love it. Yeah.
So they were just there, they were running around. They say, we're gonna allow you to stay in the crib, this, that, and the third, we're gonna bring you food, blah, 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 until we get you your money. But things started getting bad in the country, man, and I just decided to like cut my losses and slide. You know what I mean? Because like I wasn't trying to get stuck out there, and I had a little bit of money on me from like the half that they paid me, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just take the L and go home. I'm pretty sure I could go find another job somewhere else. You know what I mean? And then my agent was hope in my head that the agent was gonna take care of the rest for me. He didn't.
It happens.
You know what I mean? I was young. What would I say? 2018. So I'd only been out of school 2 years at that point. So like, I was young, man. I thought my agent was going to take care of it. I'm like, man, bump this team, man. I'm on the phone with my agent. I'm just like, hey, they just did that, but the contract said this, that, and the third. You know, go do your thing, man. Go.
That's how it be. He'd be like, I'm gonna try.
Yeah, like on the phone with me, tough. Like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get on them. This, that, and the third. Get off the phone with me, like, shit. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I don't know. I'm gonna send an email. You emailed him twice. Yeah.
Oh man. Before we wrap up, let's just talk about here. Let's just bring it. We're gonna bring it all the way forward.
Fire.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it all the way forward, and we're gonna talk about the Potawatomi Fire, man. Right. I just want to hear a little bit of how you heard about the team. How did that whole experience go for you, and what has it been like for you these last 2 months?
So how'd I hear about the team? Me and one of my good friends, CJ Carter, who was also here at the beginning of the season.
Shout out to CJ.
We both was just kind of just looking at ideas on, you know, what we're gonna do for the next year coming up. Matter of fact, we seen Draylin Triplet. Shout out Draylin.
Shout out Dre.
He posted something. And I'm like, what is this Potawatomi? What is this? You know. So let me go. Hey, have you heard? So it just kind of just goes from there. So me and CJ say, well, there's a tryout coming out. Let's just go do it. You in Dallas, I'm in Oklahoma. Let's go do it. So we tried out. Met Coach Rowland, really good dude. Yeah. Said, look, man, I'm gonna bring y'all in. I know y'all a little older. Let's just see what happens. Okay, I'll take that. I'm working at the time. CJ's down in Dallas, just keeping his body ready. He had some things in tow. So
yeah,
get through training camp.
In tow, I like it.
You like that? So in tow. So we get through training camp. Coach comes up to me and says, "Hey man, I know I said you was older, but I think you can really fit in here, and the guys seem to like you or whatever. So I said, that's all I need is an opportunity.
Yeah.
Me being a little bit older, just age wise, not body wise, but age wise. That's the thing that everybody looks at.
That boy good.
They just look at age now, and age to me is just how you feel. If you keep your body good, it'll take care of you.
Yeah.
That's one thing I learned early. If you do that, usually good things will happen. So, made it through training camp, got really close with the guys. Seen we had a lot of talent here, just need direction, and that's what we've been working on, is getting the right direction, getting everybody on the same page, and just going to the second part of the season. That's our goal, is to keep what we got from the first part, take all the trash, the unnecessary, throw that all away, just take the positive into the second part, and just go ahead and win the ship. That's how I always think. If you don't have a big goal, you're gonna end up losing anyway.
Right.
If your goal is just, I'm gonna just make it through the season, you don't need to be here anyway.
That's a fact.
So my goal is, hey, even though this is the first year with everybody here, I feel like we got enough talent to win. And Coach Rowland believes in us. I know the town of Shawnee believes in us. I know our assistant coach believes in us. Our GM believes in us, and that's enough for me.
That's a fact.
So that's our goal. Shout out to everybody that comes to the games. I know a lot of people are gonna tune in to this podcast.
God willing.
To see us. So come out to Shawnee. Hold on, where I talk to you right there. Come out to Shawnee. We need your support. That's one thing that people neglect when you're playing basketball. It's not just about you. It's about entertaining those fans, and the fans get you motivated.
That's
the thing I learned early. The hyper the fans get, the better we play.
Yeah.
It just works together. We can't do it by ourselves all the time.
I think guys that were in the situations like me and you understand that more than a lot of people do. Not a lot of people have played in front of 20,000 people.
Right.
And understand what that feels like when you walk into an arena and you feel the voices of 20,000 people on your chest.
Right.
When they start rumbling and the entire arena starts to shake. Yeah. Like, some people call that pressure. Like, I'm talking about it right now. I'm getting goosebumps and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's that feeling you want,
Yeah, like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm getting goosebumps because, like, I just remember not even being a main player, but walking onto the court, and when things start going nuts, I'm just locked in because the crowd is so locked in. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. When they're going nuts off of a block shot, off of a 3-pointer, off of a great defensive play, I don't know. It just like puts a battery in my back and sends me up to 10 to do that much more to get them to scream again. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I just feel like that exchange of energy between yourself and the crowd is like definitely necessary. And the people here at Shawnee, people that come support us at the Potawatomi Fire, are doing their absolute darndest to like give us that feeling. And I do appreciate everybody that's been coming out. I do appreciate everybody that has come in there and doing their part. The people that work at the arena, they've been amazing. You know what I mean? So like, there's nothing else to really say about that but to go out there and do our job and like and do the best that we can and try to win this championship. And I feel like that's what everybody is thinking about in different ways. Yeah. And we just got to come on, be on the same page. But yeah, man. So 10 years playing overseas, more than half your life playing basketball, still going strong, still an awesome player. What have you learned from your overall experience in playing basketball? But not only about yourself, but about the world and people. But start with yourself and then go to people.
The thing I learned the most, I know we hear it all the time, but if you're not prepared, you're not gonna have good results. Yeah. And so that's one thing I try to keep in the back of my mind is, just try to prepare myself as best as possible. Okay. I mean, you might not have that perfect game or shoot the way you want to shoot it or make every assist that you want, but as long as you prepared yourself the best you could, you can live with the outcome. So that's the biggest thing. I can always live with that outcome.
That's a fact. I definitely feel the same way about that. What over your years in basketball do you feel have made you better, and what do you feel through basketball has made you a worse person?
Better is just being around my teammates when we win and when we lose, because you get to see kind of their true character. when you win, everything's good. When you lose, that's when everybody's true feelings come out. They say what is on their mind. And so for me, I've always been a sore loser. So I hate losing. And that's one thing I learned about myself is you can't be sore all the time. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, but you can't be sore all the time because I used to be bad where I wouldn't let it go to the next game. But overseas, that's next week.
Right.
That's a long time. And so I had to start breaking that down because that affects your team chemistry, affects how you practice. So that's one thing I had to learn was don't dwell on that past, don't dwell on those mistakes because this is the time to get better. This is the time to fix what you think you messed up on, and that's what I try to do.
I mean, that's amazing, man. That's great. What do you think has made you worse though through basketball?
Worse? I don't know if I got a worse though. I mean, everybody says communication because basketball players, we kind of keep to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And we feel like, we know what's best, and sometimes we don't voice it the correct way. So maybe that might be it because playing basketball, you have to be that dominant force all the time. And so it might come off as you being arrogant or you being globeful or whatever. And maybe that's what it is. So I'm going to go with that.
I mean, all I got to say is a little bit of arrogance never hurt. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
In moderation. Yeah. All right, man. Like I said, man, I'm going to keep saying it. Over 10 years overseas, over half your life in the game. How long you think you got left? Man, I just go till I can't go no more. I mean, to me, basketball is fun. That's my happy place. That's where I feel the most, confident, the most calm. And now that I got a little kid, that's where she gets to enjoy it too. So she gets to see daddy in full glory.
And so that makes it even more exciting to keep going because now she's old enough and she knows what's going on. Right. So I'm like, I definitely got to keep going now because now she knows what's going on.
Oh yeah, when baby Godbold be coming in, you be looking different.
Yeah, so
you be looking different. So
until she say she want to take over, I'ma just keep going until she ready to take over.
All right, sounds good, man. But in conclusion, bro. Right, when we wrap up, I just want to hear, what do you think is your end game, man?
End game, win another championship, man. I got 3 so far. Potawatomi and Fire, let's make it 4. That's my end game.
That's your end game?
That's my end game right there. Get your 4th ship. Why not? Get you 4.
Why not?
Get you 4. I want to hold the trophy again. I like trophies.
David MFN Godbold. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you having me, brother.
Hey, man. Anytime we around, man, it's just nice to, get your knowledge, man, get that vibe, man. You have a lot of great ideas. You're an amazing person, man, and you try to keep not only my head on straight, which he does, and if it wasn't for him a lot of times, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? Mentally, I wouldn't be here. But just thank you, man. You're an amazing teammate, man. And just know, from me and everybody else on the team, we appreciate you. And again, thank you for coming on, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think this is how we gonna end it around the fire. We out! And if you like what you see here, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps us way more than you know, and it helps us beat the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to be notified when we upload new videos, go ahead and click that little bell icon. Thank you.
See his little cutaway right there? He professional, dog.